Well, there's a little bit of wind still up, but it's not very strong, probably about 5 to 10. And it is on the nose a bit. I'm only just holding the sail. Getting along at 5.2, which isn't too bad. I'm not sure what the tide's doing here, so like that could be heading us a bit. But I'm just coming up around this island off the starboard, and then we've got a course up to another bit of reef that we've got to get through. Then it's a pretty straight line across to the Dukes, so we'll be there probably 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. Takes a little while to get there. The travelling's not too bad. It's not rough, there's no spray flying or anything like that. We're not slamming, so it's about as much wind as we really want when we're heading into it like this. So it'd be good to knock this trip over, get that 30 odd nautical miles out the way, and puts us a bit closer to our destination. And it'll be a nicer anchorage in behind Hunter in the little bit of wind that's coming on the weekend. So that's the plan, to get up there and make ourselves comfortable again. But won't be for another week yet, until we get a bit more northerly to get us a bit further down towards Great Keppel.
Well, we don't wear skimpy bikinis. Hell, it frightens me when I take my shirt off. There's definitely no one pregnant here. This is motor sailing for old dudes. We do live on a boat, and we do cruise extensively along the Australian coast. Join us and visit some great destinations. Learn how to look after a boat and live off grid. It might even get you enthused to do the same thing. Hey, stay out there till you can't.
Well, it's been a pretty good trip across to the Dukes. We're about an hour out. A really good trip. Not too much wind on. There hasn't been any whitecaps really, just a little bit of slop. The wind hasn't helped us at all. We haven't been able to carry the sail for the last 2 hours because the wind's been too close on the bow, but it's not strong enough to make it really uncomfortable. So the old girl's doing it pretty well. The windscreens are still dry. She's a very dry boat, eh? Yeah, we're looking forward to getting there in an hour or so and probably hopping into bed for a little while. It's great having a bit of moon out, full moon last night I think, so we've got plenty of moon tonight, and it does help illuminate things a little bit. We're not far out from the islands now. I'm just going to put the snubber out on, ready to anchor, because I don't want to be mucking around doing this while we're in amongst the islands of the Dukes. Okay, the anchor's ready to drop. All we've got to do is find our way in between the islands and get into the right depth of water, and we should be right. At least everything's ready to go. Well, we've got here at 5 o'clock. In the dark, so I've anchored off Bamborough Island. I didn't want to go mucking around in amongst the coral too much, so we've just anchored as soon as I got into 6 metres of water. It's low tide at the moment, so we're in 6 metres of water. I put 30 metres of chain out. We seem to be hooked up okay on a bit of sand. So that'll do us for the night. It's not too bad here. So time to head to bed for a couple of hours, I think, and we'll find somewhere better than this tomorrow. We might have a look around these islands while we're here. Anyway, that was a pretty pleasant trip across because there was no wind. The only wind we had was on the nose a bit, but there wasn't much of it, so it was quite a good time to do it. Good night. We got a bit of sleep this morning, but the wind's got up a little bit and it woke us up, and we're just trying to get round to Hunter Island, but the tide at the moment, we're pushing about 4 knots of current, so we're travelling along at 1 knot. I'm not sure what it's going to do around the corner here, whether it's going to be with us or against us, but with these spring tides we've got at the moment, there's 4 metres of water going up and down here every day, and it's certainly creating a lot of current around these islands. So we were going to head round to Hunter, but we're pushing a lot of tide. I think there's about 4 knots of current with these big tides we've got here. So we've just headed around the corner and we're just heading to a little beach on the back of Goat Island. We'll go in there and have a look at it. If it's not too bad, we might stay there the night and then go around to Hunter tomorrow. If it's a little bit uncomfortable, we'll probably wear that until this afternoon when the tide goes round, and we should have a favourable tide to get round to Hunter. But yeah, it's certainly there's a lot of tide running around these islands with the spring tides we're getting at the moment. Goat Island. Just one goat.
Just one goat island.
It's pretty nice, isn't it?
Beautiful. I love this over here.
Yeah, it looks like it's been a quarry, but I think it's probably all natural.
Here we go again.
Here we go.
Whole beach, all ours.
It's our bay.
Our bay. What's it called? What's the name of the bay?
It's called Goat Island, but I'm not sure what the name of the bay is, but it's a real cracker.
Maybe Goat Bay.
I love this about the lifestyle I live. I've never been here before, and this is a cracker of a little bay and a little beach. I don't know how to be in developed southeasterly weather, but we've got light southeasters at the moment and it's quite comfortable out there. We're going to try and sneak in a bit closer when the tide's out and
maybe get in around the corner behind us there. But why do you want to be in the Whitsundays, Mon?
Well, it was good, but this is better. I like the seclusion.
If we were on Whitehaven Beach, we'd be sharing it with probably 500 other people. We've got this whole bay, there's not another boat in it, the whole bay and the whole beach to ourselves.
And it's a beautiful beach.
It's a beautiful beach.
Absolutely.
We can't see any goats. I think they might have been, oh, are they goats up in the top there? Look, see right on the ridge, are they goats or rocks?
Oh, they're not moving.
On a beautiful day like this, just being out in nature is something special, I think. Definitely calming for the soul. Lapping of waves in the background, home out on the pick there, just waiting for us to come back. It's magnificent. Doesn't get any better, does it, Mon?
Certainly doesn't.
God, it's Wilson.
Where's Tom Hanks when you need him?
Where's Tom Hanks? Well, it's low tide, or just about low tide now, and we've just noticed there's a really big bommy about 15 metres away from the boat. One there, and there's one over here, so I think I'm going to have to up anchor and move out into the middle of the bay a bit, because I won't be able to sleep knowing this bommy is so close to the boat. Got to be careful, especially with these big tides. We've got 4 metres of tide flowing in and out of here each day, so always good to have a bit of a look at low tide. Well, that's the end of day one at the Duke Islands as we head south. Been a beautiful day here. We've had this little bay to ourselves. We're on a little island called Goat Island. I think we're going to get another couple of days like this, so we'll probably stay here. I had to move about half an hour ago because a big bommy came up out of the water pretty close to the boat. I'm glad we weren't perched on top of that. But yeah, I've moved out of the way, and if you come into this bay to anchor off the rocks on the western extremity of the bay. It's the safest spot. In the east of the bay, there's quite 2 or 3 pretty big bommies in there, so just be careful of them. But yeah, we've had a fantastic day here. We've walked on the beach, had a bit of a look around, I've flown the drone, and I think we'll spend a couple more days here. Well, the wind and the swell have got up a bit, and pretty atrocious here now, so we're going to move around to another anchorage under Hunter Island. Get out of this swell. Bloody terrible. Around the back of Hunter Island, and it's a lot more pleasant around here, so I'm off to bed. Good night. We got chased out of our anchorage at Goat Island last night about 11 o'clock. It the swells started rolling in there and it got really uncomfortable. So we came around here to Hunter, a bit of a navigational exercise at night, but was all good. The only thing I did at the end was I parked a little bit too close to the beach and was woken up at 5 o'clock this morning with the rudders just touching on the bottom. Luckily we were on a bit of sand and not a bommy, and there was bommies all around us, so that was a bit lucky where we actually ended up. So be aware of that, especially now we're having 5 metre rise and fall in tide, so you've got to do your calculations pretty well. I think my calculations were good, just that what had happened, I think the wind had blown us around towards the beach a bit, and I lost the depth I had pretty quick. But anyway, no damage. She all seems to be running all good. I hate it if she sits on the bottom, because when this boat sits on the bottom, it's all the expensive bits that sit first. So you don't want it on anything hard. Anyway, another good day in the Dukes. I think we've got another week here before the wind goes round to the north properly. We've got a bit of northeast this afternoon, but not much. And yeah, we're going to have a bit more time here, but I'm doing lots of things. I'm doing a lot of editing. I'm doing some other social media stuff. I'm going to do some live feeds, and yeah, occupying ourselves pretty well.
We're here by ourselves this morning. Now it's like Burke Street in Melbourne.
A few boats in. Anyway, end of day 4. Wonder if we're going to get a green flash. We better watch the sunset. Well, thanks for watching that video. If you enjoyed it, I'd love you to subscribe, or you could like or comment. Let's take a look at what's on next week. After pushing a lot of tide to get away from the Duke Islands, we head across to Collins Island. We head ashore to explore the homestead and try to work out what they used to do here and what closed it all down. See you next week, dudes.